Today we're going to make this easy Pom Pom Keychain craft.
For today's craft, you're going to need some sort of yarn. It can come in any color, it does not matter. Here you're going to need a little ring for your keychain, some scissors. You don't need a toilet paper tube or a paper towel roll, but it is helpful for this activity. And then some beads in whatever you happen to have, different sizes, different shapes, different colors. It also might be helpful to have a little bit of tape. It can be this clear tape or any other tape that you have. It doesn't matter. That will also help us today. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is make our pom-pom. So we're going to move everything else out of the way. And to make our pom-pom, we are going to use whatever color yarn you have. Now I am just using a straight color, but you could use yarn that has multiple colors. That's where the toilet paper tube is going to come in handy. Now to make a pom-pom, you can use your hand. You could also use a fork, and it will work out perfectly. It's also super easy to use a toilet paper tube. So I'm going to show you with one of these, but I will just show you that you also, that you could do this with your hands. You can actually just wrap around your hand. So if you don't have one, don't worry, you can use your hands. So here I'm going to use my toilet paper tube, and I am going to just take the yarn, put my finger down on here, and I'm just going to start wrapping. So I am just wrapping, and you're gonna go around and around and around. Now I'm gonna go around many, many times because that's going to give me a nice thick pom-pom. You will know after making your first pom-pom the difference between having a few rolls around and having many. So the more you have, the thicker and more beautiful your pom-pom will be. And if you happen to make a mistake the first time and you didn't do it enough, roll it enough, that's okay. You can just make another one. So don't worry. So we're just gonna keep rolling. I don't really count the amount of times, but I bet you it's about 60, if that would be my estimate. Maybe. I'll have to count at some point to see how many. But you want to go quite a few times to make a very nice puffy pom-poms. They actually have pom-pom makers if you happen to be lucky enough to have one of those. They come in different sizes as well, and they make pom-pom making also super easy. Okay, I'm going to guess that's enough. And once I am done, I'm going to cut. Now is where I want to make sure that I have another piece of yarn here cut out so that I can tie my pom-pom. So I'm going to cut a little piece here, not very big, and that's going to help me tie my pom-pom. So to do that, this is where you're going to do a little shimmying, nice back and forth, being careful not to pull it all off at one time. So I'm just trying to get this off. I have my finger in here in the middle so I can find the middle piece. And when you're getting to the edge, just go a little more slowly. So there I'm at the edge, and remember my finger is right inside. I am now going to take my thumbs and just put those right in the middle if I can here. Just pull to find the middle piece. So I'm pulling here just so I can find this middle. And in that middle is where I want to grip. So I'm going to pull there, I'm going to find that middle. And in the middle is where I am going to tie. So I'm going to take another piece here that I have, and that is where I'm going to tie my pom-pom close. So when you're tying, you might need help with this, but you just want to make sure that you tie nice and tight. So I'm just going to tie once. I'm right in the middle, and I'm going to do that again. I want it to be super secure. I'm going to tie again. And guess what? I'm going to do it one more time. Now that I have that done, I am going to take my scissors, and you will notice these are still looped and these are still looped together. So I'm going to hold tight here, and I'm just going to carefully cut all those loops so that they are no longer together. You'll see that's what I end up with. And I'm going to do the other side. Okay, now You're going to say, wait a minute, that doesn't really look much like a pom-pom. It doesn't yet, but it will. So this is where you are going to do a little trimming, just like a little haircut. Oh, and if you have any loops, just cut those. And you're just going to trim all around the outside, moving it as you go, just until you have the pom-pom size that you want. If you ever see these loops, just go in there and trim those. It just means we mixed some up, or missed some, sorry. And just keep trimming. Trim, trim, trim. Trim around the edges, move it around until you have your nice pom-pom. Now, just keep fluffing. When you think you're all done, just fluff around, and if you still need more, don't worry, just go ahead and trim those off. Okay, I now have my pom-pom. Now just a note, if you want a smaller pom-pom and you're thinking to yourself, that is one big pom-pom, then that is easy to do. All you are going to do, oh, I have a lot of extra here. All you are going to do to make a smaller pom-pom is you would wrap around a couple fingers, because that's going to make it smaller. Or for a smaller pom-pom, you would take your toilet paper tube, you would push down, fold, and then just fold like this so that it's half. You would then take your yarn and do the same thing. You would wrap, 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 and just keep going and do the exact same process. That's going to give you a smaller pom-pom. So if you want a smaller pom-pom, you just have to, the roll, the circle that you were using, that round, 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 is just going to be smaller. Now, once you have the pom-pom size that you like, it's all trimmed up, you have to decide whether you want to use this same color yarn or whether you want to choose something else. Like here, I happen to have this type of yarn. I could use this to add to it. Today, I'm just going to use what I have to show you that you can. And this is where we want to create the string that's going to go around it. So you need this to be fairly long. And I like this to be even longer than I think it should, because then I can always trim it. So I'm just going to take quite a bit and just trim that off. Move this out of the way. So you can see I do have quite a bit. Here I've taken one, and then I pulled twice, and I pulled 3 times. So I do have quite a bit. And I'm going to take that, find the middle, and I am going to tie that around my pom-pom. Now you have in your pom-pom a middle. Remember that middle that we tied? So you can still, I don't know if you can see it because it's the same color, but that's where we tied. I'm going to try to find that middle again. Just spread my pom-pom, doesn't have to be perfect. And I am going to tie my yarn around there. Now remember, I'm using the middle of my piece of yarn into the middle of my pom-pom, and I'm going to tie quite tight. There we go. I'm going to do another one here, and I'm going to do 3 like I did the last time. So there's 1, 2 really tight, and number 3. Okay, there we have it. So far, looking fabulous. Oh, if you ever see it, looks like, wait a minute, I might need a little trimming. Just trim as you go, that is okay. Then comes the fun part where you get to add whatever beads you want. You can add as many as you want, as few as you want. It's completely up to you. I'm just gonna add a few today to just show you. And because I'm adding the beads, sometimes the beads are hard to get through the yarn. That's why the tape is helpful. So if you think you need some tape on the end just to get it more like the consistency of like a needle, so it's more pointy, then you can use any tape that you have. Go to the ends, put those 2 together. Whoops, I'll just trim them so they're the same length here. Put them together and then just tape the end so it's a little bit pointy. And you can always get help from someone if this is a bit tricky for you. I like to do it nice and tight and pointy at the end. And don't worry, we'll take that off after. And then you're going to decide what beads you want on there. I think I'm going to go with maybe a green, and a yellow. You put that point right through your beads. You might have to play with it a little bit just to make sure that it's going to work. And then you just pull them all the way up towards the pom-pom. And when you're happy with it, whatever you want to use for your beads, you're just going to tie a knot at the bottom. And you might need help with that. You just wrap it around your fingers, loop through, pushing that towards your beads so they don't slip down. Okay, looks super cute. Then you want to tie that onto your ring. Now I like to leave a little bit from the knot to here. You could go right to the edge, it's up to you, but just figure out where you want it to be. I like that it hangs down a little bit, and you're gonna tie a knot. And I always like to do it twice just to make sure. Super cute. Now you could leave it like that and just cut this off and it is done. Or you could leave, you can see I have a lot of extra, and I did that on purpose because I want to add a few beads here. You could also add another pom-pom, it's completely up to you. But I want to add a few beads to this. And I don't want them to come at the top here. I want them to have a little space and down here and start about close to where I started there. So I'm just going to find the space where I want them to start, and I'm going to put a knot. Now the wonderful thing is, this is the way I'm doing it. You can do these in so many multiple ways, and I'll show you in just a moment a couple other ones I've made just to kind of give you an idea. But once you know how to generally make them, then you get to be creative and you can make them any way you want. So that one, I have the bead coming just a little bit lower. Wonder if I'll like that. No, I think I need it to go a little bit higher. So there, I just loosened it up, and I'm just going to move that a little bit up here. There we go. And then I'm going to add some more beads. Then I'm just going to check to see if I like it. Oh, I do. I think it's super cute. And then I'm going to tie it off. So to tie that off, I'm going to snip the ends here. We don't need all of this, so I'm just going to snip this to make it easier to tie. You can see now why I had some extra. It just gives you room to play and make decisions as you go. So I always like to tie, as you know now, a few times just to make sure everything's secure. So I'm going to do at least 3 before I snip off the bottom. Actually did 4 this time just to make sure it's nice and secure. Then I take my scissors and I'm just going to cut off the extra at the end, and I have such a cute, oh, let me just fluff this guy up. There we go. He's so cute. Great for my keychain or my backpack. I'm just going to show you here, I made a few others to let you know that there's different sizes you can make. So here I made a blue one, it's much smaller, but I had the same kind of strategy with both beads here and then extra beads. And then I'm going to show you another one here. I use another different color, and here I actually just put beads all the way up. And that was another option, and I didn't add beads to the side. So now you know how to make them. You can be as creative as you would like. If you like these, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining me on Craft Club for Kids. Remember, be creative and have fun.